My dear friends in Christ, we are still talking about the unemployment, joblessness. As I said, one of the major causes of unemployment is the inability of our elderly ones to retire. Our elderly ones, especially our leaders, they are not ready to hand over to the younger ones, to the younger generation, and the space that is meant for the young people, they are the ones occupying it. Then another thing I want to talk about, we know, everybody knows, especially in Africa, that the government has failed. We all know that the government has failed in solving the problem of unemployment. But one question I keep asking myself as a church leader: if the government fails, should the church fail? I repeat, if the government fails, should the church fail? Because I believe that these are two powerful institutions in the society. The church is even more influential, more powerful than the government if they should understand who they are or what they have. There is one thing the government and the church shares in common, which we are overlooking. The government oppresses with people's tasks. People's tasks. That is what government uses to run their government. The church, on the other hand, oppresses with people's tithe. So both of them are tasks. Tithe. We are quick to always accuse the government, or even, we want the government to be accountable with their tasks. But we don't look into the fact that the church also should be accountable to their tithe. I didn't say you should come and be reading how much you spend, what you spend. By their fruits we shall know them. All this money we collect from people in the name of tithe, where are they going? People may joke with their tasks, but religiously, most people don't joke with their tithe. Now, what is the tithe meant for? The tithe is not just to enrich one man who calls himself a man of God. The tithe is to empower the people, especially the poor. As a church leader, look at how the early Christians started. In Acts of the Apostles chapter 4, for instance, you see the group of believers, they had everything in common. Nobody lacked. Those who sold like their property, they bring the money to the apostles, and the apostles distributed them according to people's need. Is that what is happening in the church today? On the contrary, we have a church where the rich are getting richer. A church where the poor are getting poorer. A church that is at the service of the rich. A church that only celebrates the rich. That is the problem we are having. if the government fails, the church should not fail. The church is in a position to create employment. And let me tell you, most of those who are working in the church, on the contrary, the church has impoverished so many people. The church can use you and dump you. You can hardly see a catechist riding a car. And these are the people that does all the work in the church. Catechists, these poor catechists. Go to your parish. Look at them. They will be the one raising the money. They will be the one filling the form. Almost all the work in the church is in the head of a catechist. Have you ever found out how much they are receiving? There is a problem in my village. The school that was built by the early missionaries, and I don't know how it entered the hand of the government. There came a time when, trust these politicians, when they want to politicize everything. They now said, okay, we are handing over the church because they are looking for vote from the church. They said, now we are handing over the school to their church. That didn't go well with my villagers. So my villagers said they prefer to remain under government than to remain under the church. Almost all the men of God, the bishop, the priest, the battle was between the bishop, the priest, and the villagers. Even some priests from my village, most priests from my village supported the bishop against their own people. I look at it objectively. I look at it from the side of the church because I'm a member of the church. I look at it from the side of my village because I'm from that village. I said I have got to take an objective position. Now look at it like this. One, the reason why I supported that the church should take over school is because the church, we know them to be disciplinarians. When the church was in charge of schools, okay, all this moral instruction, all this courtesan, okay, because of moral instruction, because of there was nothing like strike, of course, and then because of moral instruction, nothing like courtesan. Now, I supported the church on that ground, that the church should take over and give our children the best of education. But on the contrary, from the side of my villagers, I now discussed with few of them, and I discovered that what they are agitating is not so much. They are not against what the church can do. They know, most of them that are even fighting against church taking over, they were trained by the church. They say, yes, the early missionaries, when they came, these people came with a clear mind. These people even gave us scholarship. But what is happening today? That today, when the church takes over the school, and instantly, that was the first thing they did. The moment the church collected the school, they increased the school fees. School that has been built, desk, everything is there. Now, why should you increase the school fees? Now, the poor people can no longer afford the school fees. So many poor children were sent out of school. That's number one. Then number two, the church, after collecting a lot of money for school fees, they are not able to pay the teachers what the government were paying them. No room for things like gratuity. No room for pension. They will just, in fact, I say it's crazy. I say, now, is that why you people are agitating? They say, yes. If the church could reduce the school fees, at least let the poor children be allowed. Then that's why they will collect a lot of money. They will not even pay the teachers. They will not even, you as a teacher, you are not sure of your pension. So that's what we are agitating. I say, there are two sides of the coin though. If you really want to be objective, don't just look at the one side of the coin. Do you know that since then, I don't know, either Hakim or Rochas, since then, those two schools, we have boys secondary school in my community boys secondary school, we have girls secondary school. Since then, all these schools were closed down because the church refused to give up. The community refused to give up. That was the end of education in my village. As I'm talking to you now, the 2 schools are locked, closed down, because of selfishness. It was even a scandal, so scandalous. I was like, I became ashamed of myself. As a priest, I said, what on earth will make the people prefer the government to the church? And the people that are fighting, they are equally members of the church. We have failed the people. For your information, because of greed, we have failed the people. Greed. And I keep wondering, where are these people taking this money to? What are they? These are people who vow poverty, and now they are turning it into the vow of property. Poverty now has become property. Look at some of these religious sisters. Their own is even the worst. Any school that is being run by these religious sisters that are under vow of poverty, poor people cannot afford it. Poor people hardly, they give the best service, yes, but at the end of the day, poor people cannot afford it. So we end up serving the interests of the rich. So what I'm saying in essence is, when we talk about unemployment, I repeat, if the government fails, the church supposed not to fail. All these church leaders that are riding private jet, there's nothing wrong with private jet too. Because tomorrow, if you bless me with private jet, I will enjoy it, I will use it. But what problem I have with you people? You are in a position to create employment for the people. For the young people, I'm not saying you should create employment for my village. Create employment for the members of your church. Those young people in your church, at least create employment for them. Do something. Create an industry. Create a factory, mini factory that can be producing things so that these young people can be employed. And let me give tribute to this young man, Father Ejike Mbaka. Mbaka has tried. You know, Kwarafa, when you go there, you see so many young people that are employed. Okay? So many young people that are employed. You know? So, these are things church leaders should start thinking of. Or somebody like Ede. In fact, Ede's own is more organized than even Mbaka. Ede's own, that man, God will bless him. Father Emmanuel Ede has created a lot of employment. The only problem I have with him is that the school he created, the poor people cannot afford it. Ede, that's where you are making mistake. I don't know, as old as you are, your greed should be coming down. You love money too much. Father Emmanuel Ede, you should by now, you have eaten enough of money. By now, you should subsidize that your school fees. Because no poor person can afford Madonna. Either you are trying in terms of creating job, in terms of all these schools you are creating. It's part of the employment. Because people are teaching in those schools. People are teaching in those schools. And then it solved the problem of all this education in terms of strike and also. But where I have problem with you, Father Emmanuel Ede, your school is only serving the interests of the rich. The poor people cannot even afford it. So you have to do something about that before you die. Because you have created another problem. We should not be serving the interests of the rich alone. Some of this money you use to build these schools is from the poor people. Even if it is only 100 naira they contributed. Just because of that, by now you should subsidize this school. Subsidize it. Bring down the school fees so that poor people can afford it as well. Oh. Not I was say it's your farmer school. Was it easy? School fees. So that is where we are having issues. It's not as if they are not trying, but is it affordable for the poor people? Who are you serving the interest? When you start a school, that school, when you start a missionary hospital, can the poor people afford it. That is the first thing you should think of. Okay? Who are those employed in that school? Who are those, admitted in your school? The poor people, can they afford the amount you have placed? And all this money you are gathering, you are not going to the grave with them. I can assure you. The earlier you correct it, the better. Make it affordable for the poor people. Okay? So employment, the church can do a lot. All this money we are gathering, we can create many industries, factories, and then we can employ some of these young people. Okay? We are not helping our society at all. I know, go to so many parishes, go to so many, you see men, young youth serving men of God. Serving, and that is one thing I hate. Even me now, a whole president general, I still watch my own car, I still cook my own food. At least I'm still strong. I drive myself. When you now get all these young people, they are just littering around you, hanging around you. You don't even consider their future. Voluntary work, church work, mass service. These are the areas where we are impoverishing people. And at the end of the day, how many mass servants have you empowered? How many mass servants are you training? These are some of the things we should ask ourselves, honestly and realistically. All these mass servants that are washing your car, how many of them have you put into school? How many of them are you sponsoring? We gather a lot of money and we don't see we don't see the impact in the life of the people. So that is it. But at the same time, parents, you people have a role to play. Parents, you people still have your own role to play. You are the one to introduce your children. Prepare your children. As you are training them in school, you should also have plans for them. Don't just train them to school and then you leave them. Sit down with your children. Sit down with them. Discuss possibilities. Because some of these children, they can't see. You have traveled. You are exposed. Sit down with your children. Keep giving them essay. What I will do after school. What I will become after school. They should keep writing this essay until they ask you one day, Mommy, is it the only essay that I should be writing? Because it will help those children to think. Every time, occasionally, tell your children to write an essay on what I will do after school. Okay? And then you can sit down with your children, plan with them, suggest to them. Don't just say, okay, I have trained them. They are graduate, they are matured, they will know. Go out and look for a job. Parents, do you know that you can connect your children? Do you know that you can connect your children? Even if you don't connect them, if you are not in a position to connect, you can create a mini factory where they can be working. There was a man, a carpenter, one of the carpenters that worked for me. He was the engineer in charge of carpentry in that last project. You saw the small children. The man did something very, very interesting. He said, because of this lockdown, my children are not going to school. So if I'm going out for my carpentry work, I carry them along. I said, kudos, my dear brother. And the money I gave to others, I gave to all those children to encourage that man. Because you are introducing your children. This was exactly what Joseph did. Joseph trained Jesus, to become a carpenter. You see Jesus at times. You see the picture of Joseph and Jesus working as carpenter. So any job you are doing as a parent, introduce your children to it. Even if you are working in office, pave way for your children. Connect your children. Don't just be there for your own selfish interest. Connect your children. Connect them. Connect them. Just in fact, it will get to a stage when you have reached age of retirement. You start begging your management, please, I have a child that can replace me. This child is very good. The management will consider you instead of you to stay there. You occupying the space your children are supposed to occupy. Make way for your children. Okay, parents. The parents of James and John, the mother, they came to Jesus. They were the one that connected James and John. They came to Jesus. The woman came to Jesus. Very courageous woman. He said, Oga, I want my two children. One to be in your right, the other one to be in your left. Even though Jesus Christ answered him sarcastically, but at the end of the day, Jesus did what the woman requested. Jesus said, no. Can they drink the cup that I will drink? The boy said, yes, sir, we can drink it. We can drink it. Jesus said, well, as for drinking the cup, you can drink. But for those who will sit on my right and my left, it is left for my Father to do what? To decide. But do you know that thing that woman did influenced Jesus Christ? Look at, apart from Peter, who is the head of the apostle. Peter was the head of the apostle. Whenever Jesus Christ is going for something very, very important, he will go with Peter, James, and John. Who connected James and John? The mother. Peter, James, and John. The mother connected them. So why are you wasting your time as a mother, as a parent? Okay? The mother connected them. You have to connect your children. There are so many opportunities there. Browse for job for your children. If it is browsing, browse it, Google it, whatever you can. Any job opportunity, connect your children. Okay? Discuss with them. If they are interested, good. If they are not interested, you have done your work as a parent. Connect them the way the mother of James and John connected her two sons to Jesus Christ. When Jesus was going to different places, Gethsemane, he went with Peter, James, and John. When he was going to Transfiguration, he went with Peter, James, and John. Peter happens to be the head of the apostles, but these two young men were the ones the mother connected. Connect your children. Don't waste time. Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ, was the one that connected Jesus to the whole world. Even when Jesus Christ said, hey, mother, my time has not reached. He went to them, he don't mind him, Jare. Whatever he asks you to do, do it. He's my son. So do whatever he asks you to do. He came to the son, he said, son, they don't have wine. What are you waiting for? Voluntary work. Some of you will be protecting your children. I don't want them to know that my children have money. I don't want them to know that my children can do it. Let them not kill my children for me. Let them not. And then you are wasting the opportunity your children would have shined. Mary was the one that pushed the son to the wall. He said, my friend, you have sucked breast enough. Go and do the work for which you were created. Go and do the work. They have no why. And she knew that the son is equal to the task. They have no why. More than study your children. Know the areas they are good at. You are the one to introduce them to the world. You are the one. Jesus was saying, hey, mother, please, my time has never reached. My time, he said no. She didn't take no for an answer. She went to them and then set the son up. He said, whatever he asks you to do, do it. I know my son. He can do it. And at the end of the day, that was the first miracle Jesus performed. And after that, there was breakthrough in his life. Parents, you have a role to play. Connect your children. Inspire them. Inspire them. Mary was a great motivator. That woman is a wonderful woman. You can motivate your children. You can inspire your children. You can make them do things they think they cannot do. Motivate them. Encourage them. Say things that will help them to help. Voluntary work. Tell them, don't just rely on money. Help people. When you help people, people will help you. Okay? So I keep telling you that any young man or young woman that said he doesn't have job, what you don't have is generous heart. Most of you, what you don't have is salaried job. if you really want to be useful, if you really want to, in fact, you should be thankful. Anybody that gives you the opportunity to use your talent, you should even appreciate that person. Whether you have money. So some of these guys now who can play, you know why I don't band, I don't I can ignore most ministers who have ministry like me. At times they cannot do without band. When I now discover, you know, some of them, there will be some young men will come and play. They will play guitar, they will play keyboard. At the end of the day, they are expecting you to pay them money. I say, pay you money in a ministry where we worship God. You can go to hell. We either use hand to clap than to come to a ministry. Voluntary work. On my own, if I decide to appreciate you, it's a different thing. But they're coming to tell me this is how much you must pay for playing band. This is how much you must pay for playing keyboard. You are greedy. You are greedy. And that's why you are not making it. You are greedy. Voluntary work. Voluntary work. When you do voluntary work, the people you are working with, one day they will be touched. God will touch them to help you. But anywhere you go, you charge. You have gotten it. You have gotten it. Voluntary work. There is no way you can be doing voluntary work that you will go hungry. And I using myself and as an example, nobody has employed me. When I went back to my Carmelite community, they did not even allow me to celebrate Mass. Okay? They didn't assign me for Mass. I said, okay, so you want to frustrate me. I refuse to be frustrated. They just want me to be eating. Eating. I said, okay. Because of jealousy. After preaching, people will clap. People will clap. They could not even stand it. The best way they wanted to frustrate. I said, no, I refuse to be frustrated. I came out. Said, no, at least I'm a priest. And once a priest, you're a priest forever, like Melchizedek of old. Look at the young people they have frustrated. Some of them are already in the mortuary. Some of them are not, you know, how many priests they have taken away their faculty not to celebrate Mass. I said, me, you can't frustrate me. I refuse to be frustrated. You know, they did not, government are not paying me salary. But look at, I said, now, let me be helping people in my own little way. When I started this platform, let me use this as an example. Some of you who read mass media, I did it. I said diploma, ordinary diploma. That is the only extra thing I did apart from philosophy and theology. Ordinary diploma in mass communication, that is all I did. But look at what God has used it to do now. God has used it to connect me to the whole world. Some of you are graduates in mass communication and you are telling me you don't have job. You don't have job. It's laziness that is worrying you. Start doing something. Start doing something. Idea rules the world. You know, there are information you will be passing through your social media. Through social media, not only rubbish information. It pass vital information. By doing that, you are helping to build humanity, community. And then from there, God will bless you. When I came on this platform, I never knew that one day it will be this fast. It will grow this fast. I never knew that through this platform, I can be getting the kind of support I'm getting today. I just blindly, sheepishly, I started using my own money, buying data, buying fuel. Okay? I will come here and be talking to myself. You know, having faith that somebody is somewhere listening to me. Today, now, look at the interaction. Look at the encouragement I have been getting. Okay? So please don't get frustrated. Don't allow anybody to frustrate you. They wanted to frustrate Jesus Christ, but Jesus Christ did not. They threw him out of the temple now. They threw him. When he told them the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, he said, today this message is being fulfilled. Even as you are hearing it, they drove him out. He didn't get frustrated. He started going. Anywhere he goes, that because it's church, he will go to the stream. He will use their boat as the altar. He will as the lector. He will go to the mountain. The best preaching ever Jesus preached in the world, the best preaching in the world, sermon in the world, is it not sermon on the mountain, not sermon in the temple, not sermon in the synagogue? Jesus, most of his public ministry, he did it outside the church. Why should you limit yourself to the church? And somebody is trying to frustrate you. Jesus did not allow anybody to frustrate him. Father John David did not allow anybody to frustrate him. Don't allow anybody to frustrate you. Come out of that shell. Come out of that shell. Start doing something. Consistently. Practice makes perfect. Consistently. You will see God blessing you with that thing. Okay? Whatever it is, don't just condemn yourself because the society has not employed you. You now condemn yourself. You are not employed. Every day you are carrying empty certificate from one office to another. Oh, your certificate has been distributed. Almost all the offices have your CV. It's enough. Look inside you. Be creative. Learn something artistic. Learn something, skill acquisition. Start developing something. It may take time. It may take time, but one day you will surely get there. So today I pray against this spirit of joblessness. I pray against spirit of idleness. Whatever forces that are blocking your way, may God roll it out. And I pray as you are connected to this ministration today, may God bless you. Anywhere you tender your document, you will find favor. And even if they don't employ you, may God connect you to a place or to a job that will make you useful to the world. And anything, he said, by the labor of your hand you shall eat. Psalm 128. I bless the labor of your hand. I bless your palm. Whatever you lay your hand today shall prosper. By the labor of your hand you shall eat. I bless you and I bless the labor of your hand in the name of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. Amen. Be self-employed. I love that. Be self-employed. And nobody will ever insult you. Be self-employed. You will